Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda The Wind Waker. In today's episode, we are going to practically do a mop-up episode. This episode is just containing me going back to all the islands that haven't gotten their treasures reclaimed by me. And I'm going to reclaim said treasures. That's practically all this episode is. So, we've gotten about 31 treasures out of the 46 treasure total with the treasure charts and everything. And we are going to practically spend the whole entire episode going and getting these. Practically a lot of these treasures are, in fact, rupees. But most of them, some of them, majority of them, I should say, are charts. And I'll be going over the charts in question whenever we get said charts. Now, the first destination that we're going to is Northern Fairy Island. We've been here before. But let's go ahead and reclaim the treasure that's here. Now that we have all the treasure charts, we can actually go... I usually spend this time after I beat the Wind Temple. I've done practically everything else. I spend this time to go get the treasure. And I do this right before the Triforce chart quest. Or the Triforce shard quest, I should say. But, anyways, the treasure that's here is a silver rupee. So now, our next destination is actually, if I do remember correctly, it's a Gale Island. I tried to actually get this before, but cutscene kind of interrupted me. But this is a treasure that actually was changed in the HD version in a way, because this used to be something else in the standard version. I'll get into more detail about that in the next episode. But instead, you get an orange rupee. You would have gotten something else in the standard version. But what if it's a changed treasure chart, it'll be an orange rupee instead in the HD version. Now we're heading over to Overlook Island. Now we'll be coming back to Overlook Island much later. Actually, not really much later, in a couple episodes from now, because this is tied to the Triforce chart quest that we're doing right now. But the treasure that is actually at Overlook Island is a chart. This is the Secret Cave chart. What the Secret Cave chart does, it allows us to see all the secret caves that are actually on the islands themselves. Well, then I'll go over here and open it up so you guys can see it. But any location that has a secret cave, a little hole in the ground that you can fall into and enter a little mini cave, it'll be marked on this chart. So as you guys can see, all the little question marks, that is an indication, hey, there's a secret cave here, so you probably should go investigate the island to see if you can go get it. But now, our next destination is at the flight control platform. Now here at the flight control platform, we will go ahead and try and pick this up. This one is another chart. I can already tell you that right now. I know, spoilers, but this is actually a chart. So we'll go ahead and pick it up real quick. This chart is the Island Hearts chart. Now you know where to find the islands that hold pieces of heart. I will go ahead and show this chart off, even though it's practically useless at this point. What the Island Heart chart is, it allows you to see where all the pieces of hearts that are hidden on the islands are. Unfortunately, this is very not so important right now. It's practically useless at this point because we've gotten all the heart pieces already. We've got a full life gauge already. So this chart is useless at this point. But if you want to know where it's at earlier in the game, there you go. Now our next destination is at Starbelt Acapella Palacio, or something like that. I don't know how to say this island's name. This island is really not too important, and honestly, I could give no cares in the world right now how to say that word, A word. I have always had trouble saying it. I've always had trouble saying it. If somebody in the comment section wants to, correct my pronunciation of this island's name, then go by all means. But the reward here is a silver rupee, so we'll get 200 more rupees. And a Carog's trying to eat me. Stupid bird. But anyways, our next destination is at Eastern Fairy Island. At Eastern Fairy Island, we are going to go ahead and pick up the treasure that's here. I do believe this is just rupees, if I remember correctly. So let's go ahead and pick it up. Alright. So let's see what's inside. Now this is a good way to get ready for the next episode, because in the HD version, the next episode that I'm going to do is, we're going to go look for something called the Triforce charts. We're going to be needing a lot of money. So what you do right now, like what I'm doing right now, go and pick up all the treasure that we can. This is a good way to build up your wallet and get ready for that. But our next destination is Northern Triangle Island. Last time we were here, we were trying to get the Ballad of Gales. But the treasure at here, I do believe, is a chart. So the treasure that leads to this island is another chart. It's the Octo chart. Now you know where all the locations of the big octos are. And an interesting thing about this chart is, not only does it tell you the location of every big octo in the game, it'll tell you how many eyes each one has. Unfortunately, this is a chart that's really useless at this point because, well, we've defeated all 6 of the legendary beasts here. We've already defeated all 6 big octos. So this is practically a useless chart as well at this point in the game. But if you want to know where it's at, there it is. Our next destination is at Spectacle Island. Spectacle Island, if you remember, it was an island where Salvatore is, and we played the Cannonball minigame here for a piece of heart. Now let's go ahead and pick up the treasure that's here. Now, one thing that didn't happen in the LP, and I really wish it did happen, but I guess my luck said otherwise, but sometimes whenever you try and pick up a treasure, Link will pick up an urn instead, and he'll have this sad expression on his face, and then you have to drop it and get rid of it. But as soon as you pick up an urn, an Octo-Rock appears and shoots a bomb at you. So it's kind of a little funny Easter egg. I've had it happen a couple times, but it didn't happen in this LP, unfortunately. But our next destination is Cyclops Reef. Now, Cyclops Reef, if you remember, I'd said when we were here last time that the treasure chart that you get at Cyclops Reef actually leads to Cyclops Reef. So we could have gotten this earlier. And also, a Sea Hat is actually in the animation with us. He actually rammed our boat, like, right as soon as we got the treasure. So, it's kind of crowded with this Sea Hat here. But this is the light ring chart. Now, this is where you can find the mysterious rings of light that appear only in full moon. This chart is kind of meh. I don't care about this too much. Light rings, all they do is there's certain rings that appear in a full moon that will give you about 50 rupees each time you pick up. It's one of those rings of light that you see on the water every now and then. But the difference between these are they appear in the full moon, and there's a couple of rings that form a circle. That's all it is. But now we're heading over to Six Eye Reef. Six Eye Reef, be careful because the treasure is actually inside the reef, so you have to deal with all the cannons firing at you and everything, and oh my gosh, they're gonna blow my boat up. So we're gonna have to go ahead and grab this treasure real quick. But the treasure in here is really not another chart, it's just rupees. So 200 rupees. 200 more rupees to put on our wallet for a rainy day. Yeah, see what I did there? It's raining. Yeah, I get it. There's 200 more rupees. Now we're sitting at 3,095 rupees. Alright, so our next destination after that is the Tower of the Gods. The treasure chart that leads to the Tower of the Gods you get at the submarine in Headstone Island. I finally remember that one. The treasure chart that leads to this one is the one from the submarine in Headstone Island. Now this one, 200 rupees. So we'll be getting more money for our wallet here. Inside is another silver rupee. Yippee hooray! So we are at 3,295 rupees. Now I was trying to figure out where I needed to go next, but I warped back to Greatfish and we sailed over here to the Islet of Steel. Now the Islet of Steel we'll be coming back to in the next episode. So fear not, we were actually going inside the island this next episode. So, but let's go ahead and pick up its treasure here. But the treasure at the Islet of Steel is 200 rupees. Yep, another silver rupee here. Alright, so we're sitting at 3,495 rupees. Bada bing, bada boom. Now, the next treasure is actually 2 squares away. It's at Southern Fairy Island, or Southern Triangle Island. I'm so sorry about that, not Fairy Island. Southern Triangle Island. We haven't been here in a while. Southern Triangle Island, last time we were here was to activate the Tower of the Gods. That's practically it. And it's infested with sea hats. Be careful here. For some reason, sea hats like to hang out here at Southern Triangle Island. But the reward here, this is another one of those treasures that was actually changed in the HD version. You would have gotten something different if you're playing standard, so they replaced it with an orange rupee. So 100 more rupees. 3,595 rupees. Our next destination is Bird's Peak Rock. Now we'll be coming back to this island in the next episode, because there is something, according to the Triforce quest, in the next episode that's actually here. But we're going to go reclaim its treasure first. So let's go ahead and do so. And I missed. We'll be coming back to Bird's Peak Rock in the next episode and actually going onto the island and activating itself. Activating it, essentially. Going inside and reclaiming its treasure inside. But we're going to reclaim its treasure at the bottom of the sea. There's a chest. There's a chest. There's a chest at the bottom of the sea. So there's 200 more rupees, so we're sitting at 3,795 rupees. And last but not least, we have 46 treasure chests, or treasure charts. We have opened 45, or we have reclaimed 45 of those treasure chests. Let's go and get the last one. The last one is at the boating course. And this one isn't rupees. This one's another chart. But let's go ahead and pick it up, and I'll tell you what kind of chart it is. So let's go ahead and pick it up and reclaim this treasure. Inside this treasure chest is the Sea Hearts chart. This shows you the location of all the treasure charts that lead to pieces of heart. Unfortunately, this is useless at this point. Like I said before, like with the Island Hearts chart, this is useless because we have already gotten all the heart pieces. So, I mean, it's nice to have if you don't have them all, but there's the treasure charts that lead to pieces of heart. But, that's all I can really say. We've already gotten all the treasure in there. But anyways, that was all the treasure. We have gotten every treasure with the treasure charts in the game. So, in the next episode of Let's Play The Legend of Zelda The Wind Waker, we are going to start the Triforce Shard quest. So I'll see you guys in the next episode.